friends, I'm Tina. Welcome back to Whispering Cottage Home. Today, we're stepping into a charming country kitchen makeover, filled with vintage farmhouse decor, old treasures, and simple home decor ideas you can use in your own kitchen. We'll talk about how to give a farmhouse kitchen more heart without making it feel crowded, how to use pieces you may already have tucked away, and how small, affordable home upgrades can make a kitchen feel cared for again. This is not about a perfect designer kitchen. It's about a kitchen with memory, a place where a mixing bowl has a story, a little shelf earns its keep, and an old cabinet can make everyday life feel a bit sweeter. Before we begin, I'd love to know, do you have an old kitchen treasure? Maybe a mixing bowl, a plate, a recipe box, or a little cabinet piece that still makes you smile? A lovely kitchen makeover does not have to start with new cabinets or a big home renovation project. Sometimes the best starting point is one old treasure, It might be a cream-coloured stoneware pitcher from your mother's cupboard, a blue and white plate from a flea market, or a wooden breadboard that has softened with years of use. Choose one piece that gives the kitchen its feeling, then let the rest of the room quietly support it. For example, if you have an old yellowware mixing bowl, place it on the counter with folded cotton dish towels beside it. Add a small crock of wooden spoons nearby, and suddenly that little corner feels useful and loved. The styling tip is to keep your treasure visible, but give it breathing room. Don't surround it with too many small things. Let it be noticed. This is one of my favourite vintage home decor ideas because it honours the pieces that have stayed with us. A kitchen feels different when it holds something that reminds us of Sunday biscuits, garden tomatoes, or someone standing at the sink humming while supper cooked. Once you have that anchor piece, it becomes easier to choose colours, textures, and small decorating ideas for the rest of the kitchen. Open shelves can be wonderful in a country kitchen, but they need a little care. The goal is collected, not cluttered. Start with useful pieces first. Stack your everyday white plates, a few small bowls, and maybe 2 or 3 glass tumblers. Then add 1 or 2 vintage pieces for character, such as a floral teacup, a small ironstone creamer, or an old tin with a pretty label. A practical kitchen storage tip is to group things by shape and purpose. Plates with plates, bowls with bowls, jars together. This keeps the shelf from looking scattered. Try leaving a little open space between groups so the eye can rest. For a farmhouse kitchen, I also love mixing old and plain pieces. A simple white plate looks sweeter beside a faded floral saucer. A clear glass jar of oats or tea bags feels right at home next to a vintage sugar canister. You are not decorating a store display. You are making your kitchen work beautifully for everyday life. And if your shelves start feeling too full, take one thing away. In cottage style, editing is part of the charm. The pieces you keep should feel like they belong there. One of the easiest affordable home upgrades in a kitchen is fabric. Linens and curtains can change the whole feeling of the room without a large budget. Try a checked cafe curtain at the window, a faded floral runner on a small kitchen table, or a stack of flour sack towels folded neatly near the sink. These little touches bring softness to all the hard surfaces, wood, tile, counters, and cabinets. For colour, think of shades that feel cheerful but familiar. Buttermilk white, sage green, dusty blue, butter yellow, faded rose, or soft ivory. You don't need to repaint the whole room. Even a painted stool, a curtain panel, or a small framed print can guide the kitchen design. A simple styling tip is to repeat one colour 3 times. If you choose soft blue, use it in a curtain stripe, a small plate on the wall, and a folded towel near the stove. That makes the kitchen feel pulled together without looking too planned. This is where nostalgia often comes in quietly. A checked curtain can remind us of a grandmother's breakfast nook. A cotton towel over the oven handle can bring back the feeling of a kitchen where someone was always baking, canning, or setting out coffee for a neighbour. And once the room has softness, the practical pieces, storage, shelves, and work areas feel much more welcoming. A country kitchen should be pretty, but it also has to work. That is why I love vintage storage that serves a real purpose. Look for pieces like a small painted cabinet, a wooden spice drawer, a clean enamel bread box, a wall rack for mugs, or glass jars with simple lids. These are wonderful flea market finds because they add farmhouse decor while helping with home organisation. For example, a little vintage cabinet can hold tea, napkins, candles, and recipe cards. A wooden crate can store extra dish towels on a lower shelf. A row of glass jars can organise flour, sugar, rice, or dried beans while still looking attractive. The key is to avoid filling the kitchen with pieces that only take up space. Ask, what can this hold? Or what job can this do? That question keeps vintage decor useful. Around the middle of our visit today, I'd love to hear from you. What is one storage piece you still use or wish you had in your kitchen? Maybe an old pie safe? A Hoosier-style cabinet? A pantry shelf? Or even a simple bread box? These practical vintage pieces are part of what makes a kitchen feel alive. They remind us that homemaking has always been about beauty and usefulness, working side by side. A kitchen makeover feels finished when there is one quiet focal point. It doesn't need to be fancy. In fact, The best kitchen centerpieces are often the simplest. On a small table, try a low bowl of apples, a clean pitcher with garden flowers, or a wooden tray holding a sugar bowl, napkins, and a tiny vase. On a counter, you might use a cake stand with muffins under a glass dome, or a small crock with rolling pins and wooden spoons. The practical tip is to keep the centerpiece low and easy to move. A kitchen is a working room. You still need space for coffee cups, mail, groceries, and supper preparation. For cottage style, I like centerpieces that look as though they belong to real life. A bowl of lemons beside a folded towel, a jar of daisies near the sink, a small lamp on the counter if there is a safe outlet and enough room. These little details add comfort without getting in the way. This is also a lovely place to bring in seasonal decorating. In spring, use tulips or pale green napkins. In summer, try herbs, cherries, or a small basket of tomatoes. In autumn, a coppery leaf branch or a bowl of pears can be enough. At Christmas, a sprig of greenery and a red ribbon can make the whole kitchen feel festive. The final step in a vintage farmhouse kitchen makeover is not adding more. It is making sure the room feels bright, clean, and easy to live in. Clear the counters, except for the things you truly use or love seeing every day. Polish the sink, fold the towels, open the curtains. Let the light touch the old wood, the pretty dishes, and the little treasures you chose with care. This is where home improvement can be very simple. A new cabinet knob, a freshly painted shelf, a brighter light bulb, or a tidy drawer can make a kitchen feel renewed. Small kitchen ideas are often the ones we actually finish, and they can make daily life more pleasant. The feeling we're after is not perfection. It is a kitchen that says, "Come in, there's room for you here." A kitchen with a place for morning coffee, a place for a favourite plate, and maybe a little memory tucked into every corner. If today's country kitchen gave you an idea for your own home, I hope you'll take one small step this week. Bring out one old treasure, fold a pretty towel, clear one shelf, make one corner feel cared for. Thank you for spending this time with me at Whispering Cottage Home. If you enjoyed this vintage farmhouse kitchen makeover, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me which old kitchen treasure you would love to decorate with. I always enjoy hearing your stories. Until next time, friends, may your home feel loved, well kept, and full of sweet memories.